The champagne exploded across my silk dress like a crimson firework, each drop carrying 25 years of resentment. Château Margaux, 2015, $1,000 bottle turned weapon. Victoria stood above me, her emerald eyes gleaming with satisfaction as our entire family watched in stunned silence. My own flesh and blood had just declared war at Christmas dinner, and she had no idea what she'd awakened. I built my empire from nothing. While other mothers attended PTA meetings, I was closing million-dollar real estate deals in boardrooms filled with men who underestimated me. Every sleepless night, every missed school play, every sacrifice was for her future. I gave Victoria the world on a platinum platter. Private schools, European summers, a trust fund that would set her up for life. But apparently, gratitude expires when entitlement takes root. The warning signs had been there for months. Victoria started bringing her new boyfriend Marcus to family gatherings, a charming snake who whispered poison in her ear about generational wealth and what she deserved. She began questioning my business decisions, demanding access to accounts, treating me like an obstacle to her inheritance rather than the woman who created it. Tonight, she crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. "To Mother," Victoria announced, raising her glass with theatrical flair, "who finally needs to step aside and let the next generation take control." The champagne hit my chest before I could process her words. My 4-year-old grandson Tommy started crying. My sister Elena rushed to help me, but I remained perfectly still, calculating. Victoria expected tears, screaming, drama. Instead, I smiled. "Thank you, darling," I said quietly, dabbing champagne from my chin. "You've just made my Christmas decision incredibly easy." The room held its breath as I stood, champagne dripping from my designer dress like liquid diamonds. I walked to my study, retrieved a manila envelope, and returned to find Victoria laughing with Marcus about their power move. "Since you're so eager to discuss my estate," I announced, opening the envelope, "let me share some recent changes." I pulled out the revised will, dated just last week. I'd been preparing for this moment longer than she knew. Victoria Rebecca Morrison, previously sole beneficiary of the Morrison estate, valued at $2.3 million, has been permanently removed from all inheritance documents as of December 23. The color drained from Victoria's face faster than champagne from a broken bottle. Marcus looked like he'd swallowed glass. The room erupted in gasps and whispers. "You can't be serious," Victoria stammered, her confidence crumbling like a house of cards. "Dead serious," I replied calmly. "The estate now goes to Elena's children, who understand respect. Your trust fund has been dissolved. Your monthly allowance ends tomorrow. Consider it a Christmas gift, the gift of learning consequences." Victoria lunged forward, grabbing at the papers, but I held them high. "These are copies, dear. The originals are already filed with my attorney." What followed was beautiful chaos. Victoria screamed, pleaded, threatened lawsuits. Marcus disappeared faster than a magician's assistant. Family members who'd watched her disrespect me for years suddenly found their voices, telling her exactly what they thought of her behavior. But I remained serene, untouchable. The next morning, Victoria appeared at my door with red eyes and a prepared speech about being drunk and making mistakes. I listened politely, then handed her an eviction notice for the downtown condo I'd been paying for. "Mistakes have prices, Victoria. You just discovered yours." She tried everything: social media campaigns about cruel mothers, hiring lawyers who laughed at her case, even attempting to turn my grandchildren against me. But I'd learned something powerful that night. Sometimes the greatest act of love is teaching someone that actions have consequences, even when it breaks your heart. Months later, Victoria got a job, her first real one, at 28. She moved into a studio apartment, learned to budget, discovered humility. We haven't spoken, but Elena tells me she's slowly becoming the woman I always hoped she'd be. Perhaps losing everything was exactly what she needed to find herself. I still celebrate Christmas, still wear silk dresses, still drink expensive champagne. But now I toast to something different: the courage to choose self-respect over unconditional enabling. Because sometimes the most loving thing you can do for your child is teach them that even mothers have limits.